These my dollars make it hurt.
What's going on? Yes, what's going on, everybody? Welcome one more time to the Big Time Show podcast. It is 3:00 rock. It's 3:00 rock. It is Saturday afternoon. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which obviously means it's showtime for the Big Time Show podcast. That is being seen and heard live now on Podbean. It is being heard and seen live on Facebook on the Big Time Show Facebook page, as well as the Big Time Show YouTube page. And it will be uploaded to all of your social media platform wherever you can get a podcast. It is there. All you have to do is see it. That will be uploaded right after this show is done. So hello to those that may be listening by iHeartRadio, Pandora, Google Podcasts, LinkedIn. Oh my goodness, I forgot this. Also, I'm sorry to those that may be looking on Twitter live right now on Big Time Lou, Big Time Show Twitter page. You can see it there if you want to go there. You can go at Big Time Lou, and to those that may be watching on Twitch, welcome. If I will tell you this about the Twitter page, as I always do. It is where I cannot see your comments because of the system that I'm on. It does not support comments that may be on Twitter. So if you're watching by Twitter now, you might want to come on to Facebook or YouTube. That way I definitely can see your comments. Or if you want to watch by Twitch, you can see that as well. You can see that by Big Time _73 on Twitch. You can see that. It's right there on the ticker for you on right now. Big Time _73. If you want to watch there, I can cut your comments. If you want to support the podcast, it's right there. You can do it by several ways. Cash App is $1 the Big Time Show. If you want to do it by stars, you can do that by Facebook. And want to do the super chats on YouTube, you can do that as well. Once you do the super chats, I will see it immediately. Oh, you turn that down. Goodness. Uh, I'm going to say hello to everybody. Just so, I wanted to see something before I say hello to everybody. So I just did YouTube for the first time ever. While I am on live, I just went straight YouTube, and that's why you just heard that sound there. And forgive me for that, but that's what happens when you don't know halfway what you're doing. I believe you can do the super chats there. I just want to see that, but I believe you can. Somebody let me know. Not that you have to do it, but if you're watching me by YouTube, I'm about to speak to everybody, but just comment if you could see that dollar sign there, I believe, at the bottom right, I believe. Let me know if you see that. And that way I know what I'm talking about. I believe you can do the super chats live right now as we speak. All right. Hello to Mikelin7 on YouTube. Hello to you. Appreciate you popping in so far. Miss Ty, I see you. Metris, what's up? Andre, what's up? Eastside Harold, what's up? And thank you for letting me know that the super chats are available on YouTube. I just wanted to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. Okay, appreciate you. I asked that you would share for those that may be here, for those that are watching who haven't spoken yet. Hello to you. Hope that you will share. If you're not going to do none of those things, you already know what I'm about to tell you. The least you could do is support your boy right here by simply going to this right here, which is the show is going on right now. And I ask that you would just smash that like button for me, if you don't mind. Do that now. Let's start the show off with a bang. It's a lot of college football on right now. And, people love that. So we're going to have to hold the fort down here for those that are here. You can help me by simply going to the bottom if you're on Facebook. Go and hit that like button like I'm doing right now. Hit that like button and smash it a few times for you, boy. Here. My phone is acting up, but y'all got it. Smash it for me real quick. Give me about, a minute you want, whatever I'm going to ask for during the show anyway. So just hit that for me. If not, not now, then later. All right. Let's talk. There are a few things that have to be said before the game starts. It's really not a lot. I'm being honest with you. What's up, Thomas? I appreciate you, brothers. Thank you for popping in on me today. You can tell teams where appreciate you, Joe, where they are in the season just by the way they are preparing or responding to the game. Earlier this week, most of us know, or all of us should know, that Daniel Jones is out for the year with an ACL injury. So God bless him. Hope he comes back healthy. But it's obvious that he will not be here for this game and obviously for the rest of the season. Tyrod Taylor, who is the backup quarterback, is injured as well. He won't be playing Sunday. So we're playing a third string quarterback. All right. Tommy DeVito is his name. Athletic guy, uses his legs. He almost plays exactly like Daniel Jones. But he's not as good as Daniel Jones, obviously. Doesn't have the arm strength like a number one draft pick or something like that. He is just not him. Inexperienced, no doubt. But that's who they're bringing to Dallas. on tomorrow. Everybody knew that. But there's something here, and this show won't be long because I already talked about the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, there are no, I ain't making no predictions of the score, but I am saying the Cowboys should win handedly. Vegas agrees. They got the biggest spread so far this year. It's, I saw one that says 16 and a half. I saw another one that says 17. So 17 points. That's the spread for the game. When you talk about that type of spread, that's obviously a blowout that is predicted for tomorrow. And I think that it should be. It should be a blowout this week. No question. They should handle the Giants. Now, there's been another whole element that just happened yesterday that I saw for those that don't know, because we don't follow, most of you that are with me now, we just follow our team. We really don't concentrate on other teams at all. We don't halfway know they players. Now, everybody know our players. Kind of like this guy that you see in the chat box here, Eastside Harold. Knows about the Cowboys more than some of y'all know, because you don't even pay attention to his team. He just started because of Houston done won a few games and all that. But previous to that, he know more about the Cowboys than some of y'all know. That's what he does. That's why he's here. But if we acted like Eastside, we would know some things about our opponents other than game film. Well, I just so happen, because like I just said, remember what I said when I started out. You can tell a team where they are by what they do. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and tell you now that the Giants are in the hunt for probably the top pick in the draft. And they're going to do whatever they can, I'm saying that now, to make sure that is the case. The only thing that they have not done, they have not taken away Saquon Barkley yet. And they have not taken away, I guess, Jalen Hyatt yet. But if you look at what I'm getting ready to show you, you guys tell me what you think about all this kind of stuff. All right. So I just learned this yesterday, and then I'm saying like, the Cowboys, as I said so many times before, the Cowboys win spectacularly or they lose spectacularly. Even in a close game, it's always so dramatic. Last week was so dramatic. The way we lost. That's why I say we win. Dak stepping out on the 2-point conversion. It's just so spectacular. It's always what could have been. All that kind of stuff. It's just never just a flat out, just straight out loss. It's always some type of drama involved. Even in losses, that's when losing spectacular. The Cowboys obviously have won spectacularly by beating up on people. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Joe, I see you. Karam, what's up? Rob, the Cowboys have ripped people apart this year as well by blowing them out. You know what I'm saying? The 49ers blew us out. That's losing spectacularly. I'm saying all that because this game, man, I know we should win, but I'm going to be honest with you. Based off what I'm getting ready to show you, we really are supposed to destroy these people. I'm going to show you why. I mean, I was going to try, last show I tried to give the Giants some type of credit, like, they're an NFL team, backup. I've seen the sun shine on backup quarterbacks before, and they played their Super Bowl and all that kind of stuff. So I don't never want to, we say the same thing about the Arizona Cardinals. Look what happened. We got destroyed, in my opinion, by the Arizona Cardinals. When everybody thought we were supposed to win and was supposed to just rip them apart, kind of like the feel of tomorrow, We're supposed to blow people out. We're supposed to do all that. We're supposed. And then we show up against Arizona and act like we ain't never seen a football before. I'm not saying that's going to happen tomorrow, but let me go ahead and just end the suspense now and show you what I saw. Then I'm going to let you guys tell me what you think's supposed to happen tomorrow. So I saw this on Twitter yesterday, and I said, huh? What? I saw this right here. This is Art Stapleton, who's a writer for the New York Giants. Look at what he says tomorrow. Look at this. He says this is their starting offensive lineman, Mark Glonakowski, is out tomorrow for personal reasons. This happened this morning, y'all. 11. This breaking news. To be honest with you, this happened. Look at the tweet. 11:34, just a couple hours ago, at November 11th. Our offensive lineman is downgraded to out for personal reasons. Personal reasons ahead of Sunday's game against the Cowboys. That's one starting lineman. Then go right under there. Evan Neal, who's already out. Cornerback Adoree Jackson, a concussion. And running back, who's a backup running back, Deion Jackson, are not even getting on the airplane to go to Dallas. So look at they got Mark Glonakowski. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And then Evan Neal. That's two of your starting linemen. That's one right tackle. Then your offensive lineman is out. Wait a minute. Now, you can say whatever you want to about Dallas Cowboys, especially you haters that are in here. You can say whatever you want to, but you know that the defense is still very, very much so legit. And you don't need, the Giants line was already horrible before all this. I mean, they were at their strength, top strength. When we played them the first game, that was the first game of the year, everybody was ready. We blew them away and just overwhelmed them 40-0. The defense was just lights out. Now you come to Dallas with two offensive linemen not even there. And I get Evan Neal. I don't want to downgrade Evan Neal because he's already been hurt. Ankles get rolled up and all that kind of stuff. I'm cool with, I'm not even going up on him. It's just this offensive lineman is out. Mark Glonakowski is out for quote unquote personal reasons. Now, will we ever know what the personal reasons are? Personally, I don't care because I'm not a Giant fan and I don't care. I really don't care. But there's a part of me that's believing that the Giants are trying and made up in their mind. I mean, they know they ain't going to the playoffs anyway, so I guess they saying we might as well go for the gusto and just purposely take people out for quote-unquote personal reasons. And then we just going to go ahead and try to get this number one pick. Now, I don't know who they got their eye on. Is it Caleb Williams from USC? Are they going to give up on Daniel Jones? I doubt it very seriously because they done paid him all the money. Is it Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State, wide receiver? Is that who they want? I mean, but it's obvious to me that they're really not trying to win tomorrow. And I mean, look. I mean, the only person that's left is Saquon and Hyatt and is the tight end still playing? I mean, I don't know. What's the guy name from the Raiders? Real good, but always stay hurt. What's his name? I forgot. Oh my God. Y'all help me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Number 12. Oh, jeez. What's his name, y'all? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The tight end. Is he playing tomorrow? It's obvious. Is you ain't trying to win. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, Darren Waller. Thank you. Thank you, John. Darren Waller. Is he playing tomorrow? I mean, is he playing? I don't know. I don't get it. And so the way I'm looking at it is, this is the reason why I'm saying, yes, the Cowboys are probably going to win this thing. But when you got it set up like this, with these guys, I mean, not that they was difference makers anyway. I'm just saying, when you got these type of guys, starters that are not playing, and they bring out. I mean, are we playing practice squad guys tomorrow? Regardless, we ain't playing starters. Look, the Cowboys, it's a way you got to win too, and there's an expectation for me tomorrow. I know we gonna win, but I'm looking for a blowout. I ain't talking about 40-0. I'm saying this game should be out of reach rather quickly. That's all I'm saying. I'm expecting Cooper Rush to play tomorrow. That's my expectation. Don't ask me what the score is, because the score blowout can also be 20-0. You understand? It ain't got to be 45-3 and 58-2. It ain't got to be all that. It can be 20-0, and that's a blowout. I'm expecting, based off what y'all seeing, this just came out this morning. Look at the tweet, 11:34 this morning. And I looked at it, I said, oh, so the Giants are tanking. Mark and listen, I may be 1,000% wrong, because I don't know what's in Mark Glowinski, what I guess is how you pronounce his name. I don't know what's in his house. He very well could be going through something tremendous, and it causes them to leave. But I've seen this type of stuff before, when teams throw out stuff and then throw up something else and say, he got personal reasons, but really they don't want them to play because they don't want to have a chance to win at all, period. Because they have their eyes fixated, while everybody else, the good teams are fighting for playoff spots now and playoff positioning and all that kind of stuff. You got some other teams who are sitting in their scouting department to some of these college games that you're looking at now, because that's where their focus is. They already done throw in the white towel. I'm thinking the Giants are fitting that category. So since they fit that category, we need to go ahead and beat their brains out. That's just the bottom line. We need to go ahead and beat their brains out like they don't belong. Like I told you at the beginning, they need to go ahead and play and go on. And they have no choice. See, I was kind of worried with the Cowboys be kind of, lackadaisical, because, if they see something like this, that might make them feel a little relaxed and all that. But see, I'm not even going to worry about that, because, see, the standings in the NFC leave them no choice but to get serious real quick. They 2.5 games behind. They can't afford another loss. If they talking about winning the division now, or even having a chance in winning the division, they got to come out like they playing the Super Bowl champions tomorrow. That's the way I look at it. So I don't even think I question the motivation. I don't think we're gonna have a problem with being motivated. Now that don't mean that they're gonna come out sharp. That doesn't mean that they're gonna come out blazing and all that. I just think they will be ready to play tomorrow. Huh? See what I'm saying, John? Right there. I know it. Right here. What John just said. Scouts for the Giants was at the Alabama-Kentucky game today. And that's not saying that some of the Cowboys, because the scouting department, they're gathering information too. The scouting department for the good teams are not, taking off. That's their job they're already getting, draft and guys who they think, fit our system. They're doing it too. But there are some of the teams that are really paying attention. And I think the Giants are there. And because they are taking people out, Okay, you don't want to win? Well, we're gonna make sure we help you in not winning by simply just simply destroying you on the mark. 2 days ago, I wouldn't have said that because I know how the Cowboys are. Just when you think you done figured them out, they change the questions on you. Just when you think we gonna rip a team apart, they end up losing the whole game. That's how the Cowboys are. I've seen it too many years. I've seen it way too many years. But on tomorrow, I ain't got nothing to say about that. Tomorrow, we supposed to destroy these guys. That's just the bottom line. I keep seeing people say even in the chat that Waller is out. I mean, so good Lord. I mean, it's Saquon or bust. I mean, seriously, it's Saquon Barkley or bust. Whoever this Tommy DeVito, whatever his name is, the quarterback, he's gonna have to beat us tomorrow. I don't think he can. Go ahead and put the 8 men in the box, take Saquon out this game immediately, and let's see what Mr. DeVito got to do. I'm just saying. This is not hard. When I saw this, y'all see it for yourselves. It's breaking news. It happened at 11:34 this morning. This is a guy who writes for, obviously writes for the New York Giants. He's a beat writer for him. You see his description over to the right there on your screen. You see that he's a New York Giants NFL beat writer for whatever this, I guess this is where #1 USA Today, the Record Sports. So this guy covers the Giants, obviously. I almost want to ask the question, okay, what the Giants, why don't they just forfeit the game? Because they bringing people that worked at Taco Bell last week. They bringing people that worked at Jiffy Lube last week. They bringing people over here that worked at Toys R Us. They just got out the tire department, putting the tire on at Walmart. This is what they just did. And now they're on a flight to Dallas. Guys that just finished, picking leaves up for a lawn company yesterday. They told them, they said, we got to finish working. Okay. Once you finish working today, we know it's Saturday. But what we need you to do, you need to be on the airplane by 5 o'clock. We got a team meeting by 8 o'clock tonight in Dallas. You need to be at least here by 8 o'clock. We'll have everything else ready for you. I mean, they just finished picking the leaves up. They did. They just finished picking leaves up. Somebody was just scooping ice cream at Baskin and Robbins and serving it to people, and they caught an airplane from wherever they are to get a uniform so they can play the Cowboys tomorrow. I don't know who the Giants bring. I don't know. Yeah, John. That's what they just did. I just heard. Look, I just heard there's some of them right here in Memphis. They just got on the airplane just a few minutes ago. I've been checking. I've checked the airports. I saw a lot of guys, big guys. Somebody sent me a video. They showed me a big guy say he was on his way to Dallas. I'm saying, so they coming from everywhere. Maybe y'all need to check y'all airports out wherever y'all at and see where some of these guys coming from. They just got off work. They trying to make that team meeting by 8 o'clock at the hotel wherever the Giants stand at. That's what they check your airport. But the Giants ain't bringing nobody to Dallas. Y'all see this? Who they bringing to Dallas? I'm serious, man. Somebody just got out the barbershop chair. Just got out. He didn't know he was playing, and he didn't have his haircut. At least when he take his helmet off, he can wave to his family and, show they in uniform. He just got out the barbershop there, and he on his way to Dallas now. Or if he ain't in Dallas by now, he just got to the airport. He got to be at the team meeting by 8 o'clock. So they just getting there. I don't know why y'all laughing. Y'all know I'm telling. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. Some of them were just at Kroger's, your local Kroger, whatever your grocery shopping place is. Here in Memphis is Kroger and Sam's Club. Everybody got a Sam's Club and Walmart and all that. They were just there working. Looked at their phone. They looked at the phone just like this. Let me take this off, because y'all by now y'all know who ain't coming, who ain't playing. Y'all see it there. I'll throw it back up in a minute. They were doing this right here. Looking at their phone. They got a text. Went to their supervisor, said, "Oh man, I got to take off." They had to lie because they had to keep their job because they're gonna get cut soon as the game over with. So they ain't want to lie and say, "I'm leaving. I'm done. I'm not." No, they ain't quit. They just said, "I'll be back Monday. I'll be back Tuesday." But they said they feel sick. They got, it's getting cold outside. My sinus draining, and they got all kind of excuses. That's what they saying. And they just left work, and now they catching a plane to get to Dallas to play for the New York Giants, because all the Giants say, "Man, we on vacation." Whoever this Mark Glonowski is right here, check the airport. He talking about personal reasons. His personal reason is he on vacation already. He gone to the Bahamas. Took his family to the Bahamas. He don't even want to play football the rest of the year. Evan Neal, ankle. They say his ankle hurt. Ankle been all the time. Evan man was just at the club in New York City the other night. Stop it. Ain't nothing wrong with these guys. These guys tanking, man. Adora Jackson, he got a concussion. He got hit harder in other games. Before this game, he got a concussion. Now all of a sudden he got to be out. You know what I'm saying? Look, y'all look at this. Look at this. And look at the tweet. Here's the funny part about it. Here's the funny part. You notice right there it said Evan Neal ankle and Adora Jackson. They gave the reasons why they not out. But look at the last one. Running back Deion Jackson are not traveling with the team to Dallas. Here's my question. What is Deion Jackson's excuse? They ain't putting nothing there. Evan Neal had an ankle. Adora Jackson had a concussion. What's wrong with Deion Jackson? What's wrong with him? I don't see. He put an excuse for everybody else. What is Deion Jackson? See, when I see stuff like this tell me that you trying to get ready for the 2024 draft. And with the first pick of the NFL draft, the New York Giants select Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State University. They ain't going to get no quarterback. They ain't getting Caleb Williams. They ain't giving up on Daniel Jones. They just gave him the money. They ain't about to do that. So it's got to be Marvin Harrison. I mean, that's the only explanation. Where is Deion Jackson, man? Let me look there. Greg says a healthy scratch. Everybody else got an excuse. Y'all see it up there? I ain't made it up. Look at it. Ankle. Yeah. Exactly. Church of God in Christ convention is going on right here in Memphis. Maybe Deion, right? Maybe Deion at church. I don't know. I ain't knocking the brother because I'm a sister pastor. Get close to the Lord as much as you can. But they giving that man a free check. I don't see no excuse. Where, ladies and gentlemen, how many folks I got on here? We all need to just become one big detective service, the private investigator service. And we got one goal in mind, the search. This is my preaching voice when I pause right there. The search. Put a little emphasis on that CH. The search for Deion Jackson. That's our case. Where is he? I mean, where is Deion Jackson? I mean, Colorado playing right now. Maybe he with Deion Sanders. I don't know. Somebody need to find Deion because I need to know why he not playing. Y'all help me. I mean, Deion don't want to play. Mark is out for personal reasons. If the Cowboys don't beat these guys' brains out tomorrow, I'm serious. See, I don't want to win now. See, the Cowboys. Now let me get to the Cowboys because the Giants is funny to me. I could do this comedy show all day on Jackson, on the Giants right here. You know, it really could be a comedy show. I ain't gonna do that no more. Let me get to the Cowboys. The Cowboys for years have let teams breathe that don't need to breathe. Can I just say it like that? What is supposed to happen don't always happen. This is just another example of what is supposed to happen on tomorrow. This is when you know the team is on point, when you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to happen. I mean, you're supposed to make things happen. You got the better team. You have the better talent. You're supposed to destroy these guys. I understand we did it one time. I understand it's a different game, a different week, and teams are supposed to be better, but not like this. Not if you're telling me this is what they're about to bring to Dallas tomorrow. I ain't saying you're supposed to score where we beat them 40-0. I ain't saying you're supposed to beat them 45-0. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this game shouldn't be close. Here's one of the things the Dallas Cowboys have done over the years. Teams that don't belong, the Cowboys have made too much of a habit of letting them not only belong, but in a few cases win. Appreciate you, Alan. Appreciate all. Yeah, thank you, Alan, for that. Thank you, Alan, for that. Most of y'all saw my little picture on Facebook. I put it on the Big Time Show page. My picture when I was in the Army. Congratulations to all of you. Happy Veterans Day to all of you soldiers that are in here. You soldiers that may watch this a little bit later. Happy Veterans Day to you. Thank you for your service. iDoc on Podbean. What's going on? Yeah. What's up, Smoke? Well, Smoke was here, but I don't see him now. Appreciate y'all popping in. But happy Veterans Day to all of you soldiers. This is our day, and let's have some fun. All right. Go get you something to eat. I think everybody all across the country at least serve veterans a free meal. Yeah, I think most of y'all probably already got it. Notice they said a meal. They ain't giving you no meals. Just a meal now. Just pick the right restaurant. Pick the right restaurant. Get you something to eat and go on home now. You know. I would say something about that, but I'm going to leave that alone. But anyway, the Cowboys need to do what they're supposed to do. They need to do what they're supposed to do and act like a team don't belong. Go on, get rid of them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all next week now. I expect the Cowboys to keep the home field advantage and all that kind of stuff. I get that. I get it. They will. They'll look good. They should look good. I believe we're going to keep the home streak going. But let me go on and tell y'all this because see, next week scares me. And I already know what y'all saying. The Carolina Panthers scared you, Bishop? Yep. And it's not because I know the Cowboys are better. And I don't mean to look forward, but I'm just telling you, these are the games where we're supposed to win. I mean, and look a certain way in winning that particular game. This is what I'm talking about. And next week, we are going to Carolina. Carolina had somewhat of their Super Bowl, well, a partial, slight Super Bowl. They really won the Super Bowl. It's just they were in a game and they could taste victory, get close to it, and they went ahead and beat Eastside Harold's little team. That's why we don't really pay attention to Eastside, because he gave the Carolina Panthers, their first win of the year. That's why Eastside Harold's comments about Cowboys and all that kind of stuff really holds no merit in this chat box, because you lost to the Carolina Panthers. Here's what I know about teams when they play the Cowboys. Next week, the Carolina Panthers are going to be playing their Super Bowl next week. And for some reason, teams that don't belong all of a sudden belong when they see the Cowboys. That's what happened to Arizona. Arizona hadn't won a game since they played us, man. They ain't got close. But against us, they looked like they were the number one team in the world. Couldn't do no wrong. This is not the first time. I remember a game a couple years ago when everybody said we were going to beat the Denver Broncos handily. And they came to Dallas and beat us 30-0, or 30-3, or 30-6, or something like that. Just ran all over us. Just, and you know Carolina. Look, they ain't had a sellout all year. You know that next week in Carolina is going to be a sellout. Emotion's going to be high. Bryce Young hadn't done nothing all year long. And then next week, he going to act like he's the Heisman Trophy winner from Alabama. It just never fails. So here's what I'm saying, all that to say this. You better bring your A game. When I say A game, I'm talking about an attitude and intensity to the game. And that goes for tomorrow. And if nothing else don't motivate them, they're 2.5 games behind Philadelphia. If you're really talking about winning your division, you don't have no choice but to come out and be aggressive and act like you're in the playoffs. It is almost close. I understand we got a long way to go. And I understand Philly got to play all this and all that. I could care less who Philly plays. I could care less about everybody's prediction. I'm talking about how we play and what we gonna look like. That's all I want to talk about. And I get San Francisco, like Thomas is saying, they're talking about 49 are playing Jacksonville and all that kind of stuff. They ain't won in 3 weeks. Look, the way I look at the 49ers below us anyway. I think we got the same record. They beat us head to head, but I'm looking ahead. I ain't talking about somebody beside me. I got my eyes locked in on the Eagles. I can't do nothing about the 49ers. If the 49ers win, the only way we will see them again is unless we see them in the playoffs. We are going to see the Philadelphia Eagles again. That's what I'm worried about. I want them when they come to Dallas. I want us, if possible, I would love for us to be within a game of Philadelphia or tied. That's what I want. Now, that's going to be a lot depending on, how Philly, what's their win-loss record. So I'm looking at them. I care less. The 49ers may win every game here on out. Who knows? That's the least of my concern. I ain't worried about no home field advantage because I ain't never predict Dallas had the best record in the NFC anyway. I just want us to get a home playoff game. That's what I want, to be honest with you. I want a home playoff game. That's going to be in the wild card round because we'll be hopefully win the division. That's all I want. I'll take my chance. I don't want to go on the road for the playoffs. I don't want to go. I want them to, but in order to do all that, they better come out with some intensity tomorrow. Thomas, I'm looking at that as well myself, man. I'll let you know because I know you're going to be on the show. I'm looking at that as well. I want to be there myself. An early Christmas present to me. That's what I want. I want to be there. I really am looking at that. And if I go, Thomas, keep your phone on. If I got to find you, Thomas, in that whole stadium, I'll find you. Me and you going to take a picture together some type of way. I'd love to shake your hand, bro. So I might be there for that one myself, thinking about it. I really am. King, that very well may happen, but there's a way that won't happen, and that way is unless we're division champions. Because I'm anticipating Detroit to win their division, and we wouldn't see each other. The division winners will be from second seed all the way to fourth. The fifth seed will be the first wild card. 6 and 7, 5 through 7 will be wild card spots that are non-division champions. I don't want to see Detroit in Detroit. I'm just telling you, I don't want to go on. If I had a choice, I'm projecting a whole lot, and I usually don't do this, but as it stands right now, the New Orleans Saints are leading their division, and most Cowboy fans, if they had the choice to play the Detroit Lions first round, most wouldn't take that. You wouldn't take playing the NFC West Division champion, which is 49 or Seattle, one of those two. You don't want to go on the road to see them. Definitely don't want to see the 49ers in the first round. You don't want to see Seattle in Seattle. We all know how nightmarish of a place that is for us and how crazy that place can get. So I don't want that. So if you had a choice, you would probably take the Saints or whoever come out of that division. But then again, you start talking like that, okay, you want to play the Saints in the Superdome? I mean, that would really be your choice. You don't want to go to Detroit. You don't want to go to San Fran or Seattle. So your choice would be, as of right now, the Superdome and the Saints. That's why I want to win the division. I want them to come to us. That's just me. But anyway, before all that happened, we got to handle business. Tomorrow, I don't care who the Giants come here with. We gotta go to work, man. We ain't got no choice. We done lost too many games already. Philly ain't losing too many. Philly's not gonna lose too many more games. Even though they got this tough stretch, they might lose maybe 2 to 3 more games just for the rest of this season. That's the way I'm looking at it. Maybe 4. Maybe. I ain't gonna say 4. Maybe 3. That's why we got to win. So it ain't our fault we playing the Giants and Carolina after that, and then our real tough stretch happened right after that. We got to win, man. Tomorrow's the test. Beat the team like you're supposed to beat them. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Now, I'm going to put this up again because a lot of y'all didn't see this. This is what's going on tomorrow. This tweet sent out by Art Stapleton this morning at 11:34. I'll let you guys read it right there while I go ahead and tell you this. 11:34 this morning, you see what the Giants are coming here with. You see who's not even getting on the plane. So the Giants are really hurting. There's some starters there that are not playing tomorrow. The Cowboys should go to work. Based off what you just see here in this tweet, and based off what you were already thinking, y'all type in what y'all think the score would be. I think mostly everybody, even the haters know the Cowboys going to win tomorrow. But how bad is the score going to be? Y'all type it in. I don't do score predictions no more. Cowboys hurt me in the Arizona game, so I ain't doing it no more. Y'all type in the score. And while some of you, after you finish typing in, go ahead and click that like button for me. If you're on YouTube, hit that heart button for me. Just smash it. Just smash it. Go ahead and smash it for me. That's our first little pause so far. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're on Facebook. If you're on Podbean, hit that heart button. Hit that heart button if you're on Podbean. Do that for me. Thomas, I just want an overall big win. See, and that's the thing I'm saying, Thomas. It ain't got to be a crazy score. I take 20-3. I take 20, 20-0. That's a blowout. All right. I'm looking at some of the scores popping now. Joe says 50-10. Allen says 28-10 Cowboys. Tan says, all we just want is a win. That's all I want. JD says 38-10. King says 27-7. And you know what? I like that score there by Allen and King. And the reason why I'm saying that, y'all, is because if things go like I think it's going to go, you know, how long Dak really going to play tomorrow? See what I'm saying? You know, how long will Tyron Smith play tomorrow? If it go like I think it's going to go. They certainly not going to finish the game. See what I'm saying? Will Pollard play a lot? You know, would there be a Malik Davis sighting from the running back position? I know a lot of you want Deuce to play, but I don't know if he will. He's been a healthy scratch because, and let me say this about Deuce, y'all. The Deuce, JD say Trey Lance should be activated back row, might get Mabo work. Not before Cooper Rush. You know, not before Cooper Rush. It just depends on if he's even activated. He's been dressing, but he's the third quarterback. I think Cooper Rush will get, finish out the game. Dak may play 3 quarters, and that may be it. If the score is what I think it's going to be, it'll be Cooper Rush game. That's just what I feel about it. But let me say this about Deuce Vaughn, y'all. Because there's a lot of Cowboy fans want Deuce to play and want Deuce out there. But let me tell y'all this. Because sooner or later, we're going to have to be, if you're going to use football and eliminate emotion, then football-wise, Deuce Vaughn is actually where he needs to be, and that is the healthy scratch. See, a part of the reason, a lot of us like the draft process and how he got drafted, and his father was there and all that. Y'all have all seen the video, highly emotional and all that kind of stuff, and that's a feel-good story, and it was a beautiful story, and everybody will always remember that. I get it. That's cool. But football-wise, here's the truth. And I think Deuce probably will play because there have been a lot of reports saying that Deuce was bringing a lot of work at kickoff return and punt return because they're trying to preserve Turpin. So I get that. I get it. That'd be the only place where you're going to play, y'all. Because here's the real truth about Deuce Vaughn. And y'all ain't going to want to hear it, but it's the big time show. This is where we tackle on controversial type stuff. The truth of the matter is this about Deuce. There was a reason why he was drafted low like that. And it's not because he's not gifted, and it's not because he's not talented. But the reason why Deuce Vaughn was drafted so low is because of his size. And the NFL aficionados all said this. He can't block nobody because he's too small. People will run over him. He can't stand up to a block. He will stick his hat in there, but he's just too small. He's too small. He can't. A lot of y'all want him to be the backup running back over Rico and all that kind of stuff. He cannot block. Chances are that if somebody put their hands on him, he's gonna go down. He really can't run in between. He can, but chances of him getting, y'all know Deuce is loose, getting in there, no. When Deuce comes in, they automatically know it's not even a running play. They know that it's a screen. They know it's an option route. They know that it's not a pass play where he will be a primary blocker and standing in because that's a liability. So therefore, because it's more negatives than positive, you should have been cheering for Malik Davis because Malik Davis can block. Malik Davis can run between the tackles. Malik Davis is more than a gadget guy. Malik Davis can catch the ball out the backfield. At this point in his career, Malik Davis is better than Deuce Vaughn. That's why Deuce Vaughn has been a healthy scratch, and Malik Davis has been in the uniform. Once you get past all the emotion, you put your football hat on. Deuce Vaughn is where he's supposed to be. But I was saying that's where he was supposed to be all the time. He showed out in the preseason. That's what messed a lot of y'all up. He showed out in the preseason. That's because he was going against guys that just finished working at Jiffy Lube. They ain't even on NFL rosters no more. Deuce Vaughn got a lot of his work in the last part of the third quarter and fourth quarter of preseason game with guys who not even on the team. Of course he looked good. Of course he looked good. Of course he did. And y'all translated it to thinking he was going to do that against some of these first and second stringers. And you done found out rather quickly. That's not the case. Cowboys know it. That's why he wasn't even in uniform last 3 or 4 games. So y'all need to let that dream go. It don't make football sense for Deuce to be in there. He ain't gonna get no taller. He can get bigger, but at the end of the day, a defensive lineman will swallow him up on the edge. Coming to get the quarterback. He can't get in front of nobody. He get ran over. A linebacker would demolish him. They'll laugh at somebody like Deuce Vaughn trying to block him. Deuce will have to go low, and I'm just saying that's what get you penalties then. Come on now. Y'all need to let the Deuce Vaughn dream go. You know, there's a place for him. He's an excellent kick returner. He can even return punt. He can do that. But as far as being the bag-up running back, oh, no. No. No, sir. Now, y'all don't like that because, see, the comments done stopped off. So, y'all don't like what I'm saying. But, you know, if you know football, you know it's the truth. You know it's the truth. Y'all know it's the truth. All right. I got most of y'all. But I'll put y'all score down for those that haven't done it. Pie Bean. Let me see if y'all put it down. Doc, you over there? Yeah, I see you. Doc says 28-7. Cowboys. Yeah, that's where they worked at. Doc. They worked at Jiffy Lube and Cracker Barrel and all that kind of stuff. That's where they worked at. They back there now because they ain't make the team. It's the truth. See, I you know, and I'm a Cowboy fan, so I ain't got to sugarcoat it. You know, I wouldn't put Deuce as my bag of running back because there's too much other things, you know, there other than just running that he just is going to struggle with. And God bless him. It's not his fault that he packaged as a 5. What is he? 5'5"? You know, even the great Darren Sproles who played with Philadelphia, they didn't leave Darren Sproles in there to do no heavy blocking. Sproles was excellent at the screen game, all that kind of stuff. Greg says 56-0. Cowboys. Wow. Woo. I hope so. There's one last thing that I need to talk about, and I promise I'm going to get out of the way. Terrence Steele. Now, for him and Zach Martin, Tyler Biadasz, and Tyler Smith, you know, I doubt that they line him up over there with Tyler Smith. But just in case they do, they don't get a chance to have no you know, jabronis. They're going against world-class players. Thibodeau has, I believe, 8.5 sacks for the year. And based on what we saw last week, I guarantee you Thibodeau will be over there with Terrence Steele. Dexter Lawrence is probably going to be a Pro Bowl defensive tackle this year. I'm quite sure it's either going to be Zach or Tyler or a mixture of Tyler, be honest. He ain't no joke. He can wreck a game. You better. Willie T says 31-17. I get you. Hey, if I'm talking too fast and I'm not looking at your comment, if you're on YouTube, keep in mind that super chat, I can see that, and I promise you I'll stop what I'm saying just in case I don't look at your or your comment. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. But once I get to talking like this, I really ain't looking at the chat box. So Dexter Lawrence can wreck a game as well as Thibodeau. So the offensive linemen don't have no day off. They're gonna have some issues. So their intensity level gotta be right. Now, I hope we learned from last week when it comes to Terrence Steele. And I told y'all this. I'm not blaming Terrence Steele for last week. I know that sounds crazy. I'm blaming Coach McCarthy because they got so much pride that they ignoring the obvious. Last week, the man gave them 9 pressures and 4 sacks. I thought that there was supposed to be a such thing called in-game adjustments. You go to halftime. If you're coaching, it's supposed to be halftime adjustments. The Cowboys didn't make no adjustment. They said Terrence Steele can go one-on-one with whoever out there. And boy, did they mess that up last week. That's coaching. They ain't got to do with Terrence Steele. The reason why I say Terrence Steele, or I give him somewhat of a pass, is because of the injury that he ain't 1,000% over. Everybody knows that when you have an ACL, everybody knows it takes about a whole year to get yourself back to where it was. As I told you on last show, that explains why Michael Gallup looks so bad, and now it's been a whole year. Michael Gallup is looking just like he did last year as far as I'm concerned. He has no separation or whatever. And so now you got to accept it, even though you done paid Michael Gallup the money. Now you got to start wondering, okay, is this the best that Michael going to be after the ACL? Everybody don't recover as great with their ACL injuries as others do. Some of them have, hit a ceiling, and that's about as good as it's going to get. I'm thinking that may what have happened to Michael Gallup. Now, you can't judge that the same way by Terrence Steele, because remember, Terrence Steele hadn't missed a game. He came back early, earlier than everybody expected. He came back, hadn't missed one game. But that didn't mean because he missed not one game, that don't mean that he's right. And I can look at Steele and compare it to him from a couple years ago. I mean, last season, he ain't nowhere near looking like what he did last year. And therefore, since you know that, coaching staff, you need to get him some help instead of letting him get destroyed by guys over there. That's why I say I don't blame Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele is doing the best he can. He just ain't 1,000% ready with the knee yet. He's just working in progress, kind of like what Michael Gallup did last year. I don't blame Terrence Steele. I really believe next year Terrence Steele is going to be the old Terrence Steele. It just won't be this year. So since he ain't nowhere near where he was last season, and based off of him getting his brains kicked in last week, and since you know that Thibodeau is going to be over on his side, don't even take the chances. Go ahead and get him some help. What I mean by help. And it ticked me off so bad, y'all. I think I said this on the show, but if I didn't, I say it now. Mike McCarthy really irritated me. He did. I'm still upset by his press conference. Y'all need to go listen to that. He said, because the question was asked, why didn't you get any help? And his explanation was, he said, well, if we get him some help, that takes away a receiver from our play that we had called. Man, I don't care nothing about that. You got to make an adjustment. Your quarterback getting killed. Your quarterback is getting killed. You need to protect your quarterback. What in the world are we thinking? What are we thinking? Look, you can't keep running them out and let them go one-on-one. That's common sense. Hello, 9 pressures, 4 sacks. What else do you need to see? That ain't even counting how many times the dude got hit from. I mean, come on now. That's part of them 9 pressures. You got to get him some help. I hope that we don't have this pride tomorrow. And Terrence Steele is mad. He's ready to go. He know how bad he looked against the Eagles, and he's ready to go. We gonna let him go one-on-one with Thibodeau and whoever else lined up over there, and Isaiah Simmons. And we gonna let him go one-on-one. Man, please. And, you might go one play. See how he roll one play, and based off that. But if you see any type of pressure, and he's the guy is in front of him, look, you have got to make the move. Get a tight end over there. Whoever's the running back, let them chip guys, let them whatever. Get him some help. I'm serious, man. These are the things that I'm looking for tomorrow. This is what I'm looking for. Because, see, if you're talking about making the playoffs, and you're talking about, the book out on Terrence Steele now. Because the Cowboys got a lot of pride. They're going to say, man, the Cowboys just going one-on-one. We can put our best pass rush over there. He going to win a few of those. And they're going to come at a crucial point in the game. Guess what? You're going to be going against real dogs, as we get deep into the season. Yeah, you need to go and start practicing that now. Get him some help. You ain't got to have 4 or 5 receivers go out on every play. If you got 5 that's called for this play, ain't nothing wrong with having 4 receivers go out. Stop it. Jake Ferguson can't go out on every pass play. He needs to stay in there and block. Sorry, I understand his game is elevating. He needs to be right beside Terrence Steele to help block on some plays. Trust your little 2 receivers, 3 receivers. And Jake Ferguson ain't got to be out there. I don't ever play. I'm sorry. Look, the pressures and the sacks demand that somebody got to stay in now. That's where I'm looking at. All right, I'm done. We'll see tomorrow, y'all, at 3 o'clock. We'll see what happens. All right, phone line open. I'll do that today. Phone line over 901-654-6853. You can call in right now. While I'm waiting on that, go ahead and hit that like button for me if you don't mind. I think that's number 3. Don't hit that like button for me, y'all. Support your boy. Support your boy. Support your boy. Hit that like button. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I agree with you on that, JD. Pollard has done bad as well. And Rico hadn't done bad as well either. I'm not saying they're on a level with of course, Zeke as far as pass blocking goes. But they haven't done too bad. They don't look like Steele. You can't really pinpoint running back and say, okay, you missed that block, you didn't read it well, as we got your quarterback killed. If you can, it's not as many. The Steele part is ridiculous. You don't let a guy wreck your game. You just don't let guys. That's why they don't let Michael Parsons do that. They make a decision. We're gonna take Parsons out. We're gonna run at him. We're gonna always have 2 guys hitting him. He might get loose 1 or 2 times a game, and cause damage. But we ain't gonna let you just get 4 or 5 sacks. We're not letting you do that. Cowboys ain't made that adjustment. They got to make it. Because Thibodeau is going to give Steele some problems tomorrow, if that's the way you're going to go with it. I agree with you, though. That's what made Zeke special. he was just as lethal as a pass blocker than as he was running. So, it's hard to replace that. So I agree with you 1,000%. But we got to do something. We can't do what we did last week. That's all I'm saying. You got to get it. All right. Phone line over 901-654-6853. You can call in now. If not, I'm going to get out y'all hair. Still a lot of college football playing. Speaking of that, most of you know I'm a Michigan Wolverine fan. I was extremely fired up today watching my Michigan Wolverines after the ruling that he and my coach, Jim Harbaugh, was suspended for the next 3 games for all that kind of stuff. Made my boys mad, and they played like it today against Penn State. Took care of them. That just galvanized us together. So we got another game. Then we got the big one against Ohio State. So I was very happy about that. I think Jim Harbaugh is on his way to the NFL because this is probably his best shot at winning it all. And if he don't do it this year, he might well come on to the NFL. And plus, teams gonna offer him so much money. Can you imagine somebody like the Raiders with Jim Harbaugh? They're gonna offer him the world. There's gonna be so much money to pull him away from Michigan. I'm talking about almost about $12, $13, $14 million a year. And the Raiders will do that. Tampa Bay, maybe. I even got a better one, a quiet one, because it's going to be some firings. If the Chargers don't do anything, Brandon Staley will be gone. And Jim Harbaugh, the attractive piece is you got Herbert there. You pretty much got a ready-made team. That'll be an excellent spot for him. A ready-made team that's ready to take the next step immediately. Everywhere else you got to, you kind of build. JD throws up another team, even though they're building. But as you saw on Thursday night, the Bears own the Carolina Panthers first pick in the first round. So we all know Carolina at least going to be at least minimum 2, 2, or 3 in the draft. So they already have their draft. So they'll have 2 top 5 picks. That's very attractive to a new coach coming in. If you believe that Justin Fields is the guy, that's very attractive that you can pretty much get a real good start on building kind of quickly. But I just think that the Raiders being in Las Vegas, they got a pretty good team. They just don't have a good direction as far as coaching goes. You got talent everywhere. You got Devontae Adams. He might want another quarterback. The Raiders probably won't make the playoffs. Got plenty of money. I'm just saying. Garoppolo ain't the guy, but I'm watching the same game, Joe. I'm watching the same game right now, too. I'm streaming it. Y'all ain't going to call in, so I'm going to get on down. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, I will do a post-game show tomorrow. So after the game, give me probably about a good 30 to 45 minutes. And I will come on after the game and talk about what we saw and what we didn't see. All that. You know what, Greg? I totally forgot about that. And there's a name there that, man, looked right. Ooh-wee. No, that would be a big one. Commanders with Jim Harbaugh. That's awesome. That would be big. Especially since I know Magic Johnson and I know how he is. They'll want to go ahead and get a win in because they're ready to win. You get this same Washington team as constructed now to Jim Harbaugh, I guarantee you that they will win at least 10 to 11 games right now with their roster they have right now. the Washington Commanders with Jim Harbaugh, because there'd be such an emphasis on the run game, and they got two good running backs, Gibson and Brian Robinson. Now, they will win games. Great receiver in McLaughlin. You know, that'll be big. I know the Raiders want him. That's why I said, Joe, they're gonna offer him the world. I mean, and Vegas is, good Lord, you talking about making a splash? Oh wow, you get a John Harbaugh in that brand new stadium, that's there, and you got a great running back in Jacobs, and Vontae Adams is still there, and pretty good line. You got Max Crosby on defense. The Raiders ain't like they don't have talent. They just ain't got the right direction. You get Harbaugh in there, I'm telling you now. And Harbaugh also, I ain't saying he's not scared of competition, but he may not want a part of the AFC West. If Mahomes is there, he may not be thinking about the Raiders. He may not want that challenge. He might want to go to Washington, but he thinking NFC East is wide open. It could be that. He might wear the back, and if it's just about that, the NFC North is wide open, even though Detroit is good. And like I said, that first couple picks there in the draft, that'll be great. You get a two top 5 picks, and you already got Justin Fields there, and you already know Harbaugh love to run the ball. He's gonna use Justin Fields to his advantage. I mean that Chicago, you right. Whoever said Chicago, that I'm sitting there thinking that's looking real good. For real. All right. Peyton should have waited on the Chargers job. Yeah. And I don't want to, I said earlier, but I don't want to dismiss the Charger job. I really don't think Brandon Staley is going to last. I think that he's going to be let go after this year because there was such an expectation on the Chargers to do something. They're not meeting it. And I believe they're going to be gone. He's going to be gone. And that's a pretty good spot. You're in Los Angeles. You're in California. That's where Harbaugh kind of coached in California, so he knows the area, even though it was San Francisco at the time, but LA ain't too far from there. You come in with Justin Herbert as your quarterback. You have Austin Eckler. You have, you still got Bosa. Still got Khalil Mack. You still got, you got that. That's an attractive job. I mean, they have pieces. They got a lot of pieces. Keenan Allen is still there. Mike Williams will be back from injury. Still got Derwin James on defense. I mean, they have a lot. You're about ready to win. They just need direction. The Chargers job look real good. I think that place gonna be open. King, this is a great question. At the very beginning of the year, I don't know if you was with me, King, at the time, but I had said, as far as Mike McCarthy goes, I said his job was on the hot seat anyway. And yes, that was in spite of even winning 12 games 2 straight years. Because unfortunately for Mike, Coach McCarthy, you won't be able to judge him until and if we make the playoffs. And at this point, I got 2 reasons why. One is, when it comes to Coach McCarthy, he has to get past the divisional round. I believe that's the basic requirement for him to make a no doubt he's keeping his job. That's number one. If he gets to the playoff and lose in the wild card round, then I think he might be on the chopping block. I've been saying that. Said at the beginning of the year. Before the first game. I believe if he doesn't win, in the wild card round, no matter if it's on the road or whoever we playing, if he don't get, that'll be 3 straight years. The expectation is that we're supposed to be this and supposed to be that. If he can't get past that, I think he's going to be in question. But most importantly, this is the reason why I believe his job, and they will never admit it, but at the beginning of the year, when Coach Quinn had all those interviews and had a couple jobs if he wanted it, Jerry Jones took Dan Quinn, and there one reporter, but some folks have said it. This ain't coming from me. This came from inside the Star. Jerry Jones went in his pocket and paid on a contract for his contract $5 million to keep Dan Quinn as the defensive coordinator. That's true. Dan Quinn is getting paid $5 million. Now, here's the thing that you're going to have to know, I hate to fast forward like this. You already know Dan Quinn is going to get even more interviews next year. And Dan Quinn very well may be ready to go ahead and take that challenge now. We just don't know. This is what I'm saying. Michael Parsons, who loves Dan Quinn, the defense, they love Dan Quinn. Some of the offensive players love Dan Quinn. And if you want to keep Dan Quinn there and some of these players happy, and the only way you gonna keep him, perhaps, is for him to have the head coaching job. So imagine, you already know what Mike McCarthy has given you. He gave you a nice regular season, but he can't get past the wild card or division round. So in your head, you say, okay, he's had the most talented teams. This is as far as he can take me. I need a coach that can get me to the Super Bowl. Dan Quinn has been in the Super Bowl. Plus, he's not going to give Jerry any problems where he'll take some of the star power away. Now, Dan Quinn gives great press conferences. That's the only drama you're going to get out of him. He don't want no power. He don't want the general managership or none of that stuff. While a coach like Jim Harbaugh will come in wanting some power. Jim Harbaugh's personality is too strong for Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones don't hire people like this, so it wouldn't be Harbaugh. No. That ain't gonna happen. So, I'm just throwing that out there. I believe Dan Quinn will get approached just by every opening, by every team when these coaches start getting fired. I believe Dan Quinn is going to be right at the top of the list. And Jerry Jones going to know that. And some of these owners know. These owners know what Dan Quinn is getting paid in Dallas as a coordinator. So they can't, that's the starting point right there as far as money goes. And if Jerry want to keep all this going and not that much of a gigantic change, then you're going to have to do something about keeping Dan Quinn in the building. And this time, coordinator may not get it done. Coordinator may not get it done. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Keystone Cowboy in the building. Only reason Keystone, what I'm talking about was what you see on the screen there with the question that King put up there. He said, what's my issues with Mike McCarthy? I don't have any issues with Mike McCarthy at all. I just think the pressure of the expectation, whether it's Jerry Jones' expectation or the fan base expectation, that's the only issue. I ain't really got no issue. Man, I won 24 games in 2 years, 12-4. We've been begging, for first things first. We've been begging for consistent playoff bursts. That's what Coach McCarthy has brought to the table. So that's all I wanted on that.
Uncle Charles.
Okay.
Peace.
Hey,
From
Uncle,
here.
hey, Uncle Charles, what's going on?
Man, what's up, player? How you doing, brother?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Man, I can't call it. I don't got to a point in my life where I see what's more in front of me than I used to do when I was 20. And you can't get past the truth or a lie with me. Because if you do, then I'm the damn fool. Let me just say this, man. I want to get your comment, your expertise on this. I'm having a problem because I watched that Cowboy game against the Eagles, and Dak played the game of his life. And you know what took that game out of Dak's hands? Those referees. The Eagles had 40 infractions. We're talking about holding, illegal procedure, and it just went on us, brother. It just went on. They did the same thing in Miami. Then I started to think they did the same thing in Miami the week before. I started to think, I said, you know what? I've seen this before. This was the same thing with New England in the AFC Championship against the Raiders. And then Brady fumbled the ball, then they called it the tough rule. Just making up rules as they go. And they adopted New England as the NFL, the darling of the NFL. And I'm starting to think, and I don't want to think this, that they already picking the Eagles and the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl. Now, that's just a thing I'm thinking. But what I can't understand is this. If you're going to take the game out of the two teams' hands, and you the referees out there controlling the game, then why the hell we even play it? Because I remember when I was in high school, but our team was so damn bad. By the time I got to see it was 43-0. But the highlight of my day is when I ordered me some nachos and got me a large Coke. That was the highlight. At least I know I was doing something. The team wasn't doing a damn thing, but I was doing something. I am sick and tired of this. That played his ass off 40 infractions. And they did not call it. Said, well, it wasn't holding. Well, what is his shoulder pass doing past the top of his head? It's amazing to me how I can sit here. What if I want to bet my money? What if I'm betting across the board? And I'm not betting on the team. I might well bet on the referee because they're the ones that's playing the game. And when you see stuff like that, it's very discouraging. Now, I filed a complaint with the NFL. Yes, other day. I did a complaint online and I did a verbal complaint that we're watching you. And so is thousands and thousands of other fans are watching these referees. Those referees with Philadelphia at their stadium are bought and paid for. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing different. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing wrong. I'm looking at these referees no good. They're no good, and they paid off. I'm gonna set this in closing, and I'm gonna sit back and listen to you. Maybe you can talk me down off this roof because you're gonna be the only one that do it. Let me tell you something, man. I believe in what I see. I believe when I see it. I'm gonna set this in closing. I watched the damn rat drag a couple of people down the parking lot into the drain. Now, I was there. I saw it. But now you try to call somebody and tell them that a rat drugged a human being down up in the sewer, and they're going to go doo-doo-doo-doo. You must dial 1 or 0 when you dial this number. They don't believe your ass because they're not there. I want you to get your expert opinion. Do you think we're just playing against the Philadelphia Eagles? Are we playing against these damn referees? And I sit back and listen, brother.
Appreciate you, Uncle Charles. The one and only, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all clap y'all hands for Uncle Charles. Appreciate you, Uncle Charles. He say I got expertise, but I don't. But I appreciate him having that kind of confidence in me. I just like when he called in because he's funny to me. I like it. Uncle Charles, let me and for those, because you got a lot of people in here, Uncle Charles, you can look at the comment. Got a lot of people that kind of, I guess, feel the same way, and I don't want to really go back to Philly because I'm off that. I will say this. I said even then that they let us play. Now, there were some obvious calls that I think should have been made. One call you didn't make, Uncle Charles, was those obvious holding calls that weren't called against Michael Parsons. But that's every week. But in a game like Philly game, when you had, just in case y'all don't know, that was the most highest rated game watched since the Super Bowl last year. No surprise. It's the Cowboys and the Eagle fan base. No surprise. But in games like that, when everybody's watching, they get hyped even more. There were some obvious calls, even the one that Shoemaker called. That, he was an inch away. Yeah, he was an inch away, but also the call that was missed was the ref didn't catch him pulling the man down before the ball even got there. So that was an obvious call that was missed. Should have been called on that 2-point conversion. Not 2-point conversion. To go ahead with the tying touchdown. That's an obvious call. Michael Parsons getting held a few times. That was obvious. There were some things that they missed on Dallas as well. Uncle Charles, I'm gonna say this to everybody else. What you did not say is something that's been in effect for a very long time that a lot of people are really paying attention to, and that is Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a lot of money on some of these spreads. It's a lot of money on some of these automatic games that's supposed to be won, kind of like tomorrow. Everybody's gonna have their money on the Cowboys. You ain't making no money. But for those that bet on the New York Giants tomorrow, boy, if they pull off an upset, somebody gonna be a rich man. It's kind of like boxing. We all know Vegas done got involved in boxing a few times. They pay the referees. They make a unanimous decision. They make it a split decision. They make a fight that this guy won, and yet the other guy wins. Vegas. There's been a few football games this year that everybody's kind of said, the refs and all that kind of stuff. You heard some of the players. Vegas is involved. And they never claim it. They never, but they involved. Just like Joe just saying right here. Joe just said this, and this is the belief of a lot of different people. He just said Joe's there on Podbean. Joe just said that he believes NFL games are rigged. I don't subscribe to that, but I will say the referees are getting involved with a lot of calls that are very questionable at particular times in a game. And I think that's the element, Uncle Charles, that will never hardly ever be proven. Because one thing about it, I don't care even if it is proven. The fact remains this. Las Vegas, Nevada, and all the places where they play, that accept bets, will never be shut down. Never. Vegas has been known to pay referees. Vegas has been known to even pay players. It's been known. It's been documented. I believe, what was the referee name from a couple years ago? Not a couple years ago, a few years back. Donahue, I believe his name, Tim Donahue, I believe I'm right. That was questionable umpires who lost their jobs. When you start talking about large sums of money and the people that control it, and Vegas has to get paid. You see what I'm saying? It's like a casino. It's just another branch of a casino. The house has to get paid. You see what I'm saying? The house has to get paid. And I believe that's where a lot of stuff that you were talking about, Uncle Charles, come into play. Now, that's just my opinion. I don't know if that means an expert opinion. I just really believe, stuff like that. It's kind of like what King is saying here. There have been a lot of times like this right here. He's talking about the Dez catching Green Bay. Exactly. They said they got it wrong. He caught the ball, already had possession of it. He hit the ground. The ground didn't cause a fumble. He already made a football move then he lost the ball. Then they come out and say it was a catch later on. Well, during that time, if the money is on Green Bay to win, the opportunity to provide itself for them to get involved. It's kind of like instant replay. There have been plenty of instant replay calls where you'll see what actually happened, and yet they still call it opposite of the replay. And the replay shows it right there. You got 2 feet down, but now there's a big discussion over a slow motion. Did he really have possession of the ball? Vegas got involved. As far as I'm concerned, I can't prove it. With the tuck rule, the original tuck rule, when Charles Woodson hit Tom Brady. Everybody know that was a fumble. But because it was so beautiful to give Tom Brady in the playoffs and the Patriots win, you didn't do it. 28-3. The Atlanta Falcons over the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. Brady bring them all the way back. The New England Patriots got every call during that time. They didn't score hard. They didn't score no more. Y'all remember that? The New England Patriots couldn't do no wrong, and Atlanta could do everything wrong. No holding. It wasn't no nothing. No holding, nothing. Atlanta couldn't get nothing right. The Patriots, according to the record book, played a perfect second half. And if you remember, you got to go back to look at that game. I remember because I was cheering against the Patriots to win, of course. And there was some obvious holding calls that they missed and everything. But what a story it would be for Tom Brady. Because remember now, during the games now, forget the spread. There's actual in-game betting going on while the game is going. So there's live betting going on. Like how many points will be scored in the third quarter? You know, who will score in the third quarter? How many yards will a certain man have in the third and fourth quarter combined? There's all type of bets going on. And you and I will never know what's being said in that headset that the referees have, won't we? Think about it for a minute. Now, I very well could just be talking right now. But I find it very ironic that some of these refs make some very questionable calls at very questionable times. Now, I'm not saying that against Philly and Dallas because it was both ways. It was both ways. We just couldn't get the bounce. We caused turnovers. We couldn't get the ball. We couldn't fall on fumbles. We couldn't, Dak stepped out of bounds, just with his foot just an inch too big. And he steps, just simple stuff. But I will agree for all those that are saying that. I don't know. We'll never know. Vegas has protected themselves incredibly well over these last 75 to 80 years. Vegas won't get shut down. Never. Some of y'all got y'all FanDuel and DraftKings accounts right now. Y'all looking because y'all don't play parlays. Y'all got all this stuff going right now. That's why it will never die. Betting houses will always be in effect. Oh, I agree, Kate. I saw a lot of questionable calls. I'm not doubting it. I'm just answering the question. The higher the stakes, somebody gonna get involved. You won't have this problem tomorrow with the Giant game. We're still gonna have some calls. And that's the last thing I forgot about that. Can we finally cut down on some penalties? Let me just throw that in. Good Lord, Jesus. Can we finally cut down on some penalties? But that's just neither here nor there. It's unbelievable. Let me go back to King though, and I know y'all got a lot on the bed. And I hope this don't come back to affect us, but I wouldn't be surprised. they always get involved as the months go by and we get out getting closer to January, December, January. Hey, they become a part of the process. No question. We get called for I know we got to be the most penalized team as far as holding goes. I mean, we get that every week. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You know, it is what it is. Tomorrow, though, we just got to go to work, man. There's no excuses, nothing. I want to go back to King, though, because King brought up something that most of you guys been with me. Most of you guys have been with me, and you know what I've said, and I remember some of the things that you have said as far as Mike McCarthy and the quote-unquote hot seat. See, we're getting to the point now where you may have to start looking at that. You know, I don't think the division is a requirement. Mike McCarthy will be judged solely off his playoffs this year. If he don't make the playoffs this year, I don't think he's gonna be our coach next year. And if he don't get past the wild card round, well, and I understand we're probably gonna be on the road, you know, if we don't win the division. Obviously, if he don't win the division, the wild card round, I think his job is in jeopardy. I said that before we even kicked off the first, against the Giants. And I do believe that if he don't get past the division round, I think his job is in jeopardy. And with the pressure, probably gonna have to try to do something. If Dan Quinn just said, look, I'm out. If he doesn't say I'm out, but if he says he's interested and wouldn't mind being the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and you're tired of getting to a ceiling, yeah, you're going to win about 10 plus games every year, but you ain't getting past the wild card round. They're going to get impatient. They're going to let him go. I don't think that let me put it this way. I don't think that Mike McCarthy would have the same grace as Jason Garrett had. Jason Garrett was they were patient. I don't think he had the same patience that he had with Jason Garrett. No way. And you're going to have to do something to keep Dan Quinn here, because some organizations, plural, are going to throw the book at Dan Quinn as trying to get him to come be the head coach. And Dan Quinn may be ready now to say, okay, I want it now. I want to be a head coach instead of just a defensive coordinator again. Dan Quinn could just about say that. And if you don't want to lose both of them, you're gonna have to do what you got to do to keep Dan Quinn in. And let me throw this in: if you get rid of Dan Quinn or you let Dan Quinn walk, there's one guy in that building that ain't gonna be too happy, and that man's name is Michael Parsons. And right now, until you give him the Brinks truck to back up and pay him, you need to keep him happy. Because he very well could play his contract out and say, I'm taking my talent somewhere else. And trust me, Michael Parsons knows he's going to get paid regardless. So I'm just saying, I'm just throwing in a lot of stuff here. But I think it's time, as each week goes by, we might have to start picking that conversation up again. I'm just saying. And I may be 1,000% wrong, but I'm just saying. Patience is running out. See, the worst thing that happened to Mike McCarthy, even though it was a great thing and the worst thing at the same time. What was that? He won 12 games 2 straight years, which automatically put up the expectation. It raised it up even more. And so there's not an expectation of wild card at all. They expect the Cowboys to make the playoffs, number one. Used to be a time we were just hoping to get some type of consistency in making the playoffs. We expected to make the playoffs now. And then, now the expectation, you see, we were happy just to be in the dance. Now we ain't happy just to be in the dance. Now they're saying, well, can we win at least 2 games in 1 year in the playoffs? 2 games to get you to the NFC Championship game. That's the only way I think he's going to keep his job. He got to at least make that. And let me throw one more thing in. I'm going to throw one more thing in. See, as much as y'all like to protect Dak, and as much as y'all like to, make excuses for Coach McCarthy and that, here are the facts. We lose the big game. We had. It ain't just started with Dak and all that. It started with Romo and, we just couldn't win the big games. We couldn't. You let the Cowboys make the playoffs and have one of them horrible looking games, get beat by 20 points and all that kind of stuff. We definitely gonna lose the job then. But they're gonna say, man, we're in the playoffs and this type of performance that we get. Somebody got to take the axe. They can't fire the players. So the coach he's the one gonna have to fall on the axe. Y'all know that. There's a lot of little factors there. Appreciate you, Doc. There's a lot of factors that's gonna be contingent upon Mike McCarthy. And since y'all brought it up, or since King brought it up, there's a lot of factors got to go into play for me, thinking about him keeping his job. And unfortunately, here's the sad part. He very well may win over another 10 games again this year. I agree, Kate. But unfortunately, because he won the last 2 years, he got to do something. He got to do some more and win 12 games. They already won division. That winning division ain't gonna be able to keep the job. Jerry done seen that, so that ain't gonna keep it. Winning your division and losing the first round of the playoffs, that ain't gonna do work. King says, what do you think Mike needs to work on as far as play calling? Don't be so quick to give up on the running game. Rico and Tony Pollard last week, and it was a close ball game. They only had 14 carries combined. That's horrible. And I understand Dak was hot and, this concept of let Dak cook and all that kind of mess. I just don't trust Dak Prescott like that. Even though he's hot, I give him his credit. I just don't trust him like that for him to be throwing the ball like that. You got to get balanced at some point, especially now. As he's getting ready to get colder and everything, don't be so quick to put Dak in a goddamn shotgun the whole game. That's what I'm saying. So if I was worried about that, and here's another thing, good Lord of mercy. Do we have any other running plays for Tony Pollard and run him straight up the middle like he is Zeke Elliott? Every time they land up in shotgun, and he to the right or left, the running play is right up the middle. I just don't understand it. I don't understand that. That's not Pollard's strength. If you're going to give him the ball, let him run outside the tackle. That's what he does well. I'm not saying he can't run inside, but he's not a Zeke Elliott. You just don't run him straight up the middle. Even when they line up in a 2 tight end set with one running back, they only run it up the middle. And I'm like, that's not Tony Pollard. This won't only work for Zeke Elliott. Zeke wasn't getting him a 1 or 2 yards. That's why we was all saying Zeke not the same Zeke and all that kind of stuff. Because he was doing that. Can you run something other? Since we talking about play calling, can you run something other than a run up the middle? Good Lord. I don't understand. That's what I want to see. Don't give up so quick. That Dak Prescott ain't got no business throwing the ball 40 times a game. Now. I'm still saying that. I don't care how hot he is. I don't care if he completing 80% of his pass. I don't care. He ain't got no business throwing 40 times a game. No. No. Shane said, would you fire McCarthy if Bill Belichick is available? Jerry Jones would never do that because that's too big of a personality. That's too close to Bill Parcells, Jimmy Johnson type. He ain't gonna hire nobody like that. He wants a puppet or somebody that's not gonna give him any type of trouble. Mike McCarthy has somewhat of a dominant alpha type personality, but Mike McCarthy don't want that, he don't want to be a star like Parcells was and a boss like Parcells was. Bill Belichick would never work with Jerry Jones. He's too much of a boss. Bill Belichick is the general manager of the New England Patriots. He would come in wanting to have that. Bill Belichick would never give authority over to Stephen Jones over him. Give me a break. No, sir. Would I hire him though? Bill Belichick, as long as he got a good quarterback, he can work. Dak Prescott's a good quarterback. And he definitely know defense. So, that's, this is one of the greatest coaches of all time. Bill Belichick is. So, yeah, that type of knowledge in your building can help you. But we all know that's not Jerry Jones' style. Well, here's the thing, y'all. I don't know what we got because they won't run it enough. I don't know what they got. Everybody talking about you need a heavy back that can run it. We got it. They just won't give him the ball. Rico, every time Rico touch the ball, he getting 6-7 yards. Y'all see it. But yet, when you look at how many times he carried the ball, twice. So I don't know what we got. They won't call the plays. They want to let Dak cook. Combined 14 carries between the both of them. I don't know what we can do. They won't commit to it. They commit to passing, that's for sure. Which like I said at the beginning of the year, what he said, we want to be a running team. That was a lie from the beginning. I knew it. Because your strength of your offense was your receivers. The strongest group other than the offensive line was your receiver. Running back always have been at the bottom. So he really looking like Kellen Moore to me. And then what everybody said. We don't know what we got. I've been saying let Rico touch the ball a little bit more. Instead of letting Pollard just run straight up the middle. Every time they run it straight up the middle with Rico, at least he getting 4 to 5 yards. I see that. I don't get it. But hey, it's neither here nor there. Listen, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. We should destroy the Giants tomorrow. But regardless, whatever happens, I will be with you guys tomorrow if you don't mind. After the game, maybe about 30 minutes to an hour after, right before the Sunday night game, I will be with you guys. So come on back with me on tomorrow evening and we'll talk about the game. And I'm quite sure we all have something to talk about that part. Before we leave, hit that like button for me one more time, y'all. Before y'all leave, wherever you watch me from, YouTube or Facebook, if you're on YouTube, hit that heart button for me. Smash it a few times. Smash it. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and hit that like button as many times. Just smash it. Give me at least everybody that's watching. See, if y'all do this, I'm looking at the live number right now. If everybody do at least 10, but I don't limit yourself to 10, I can get just about over right at close to 300 likes right now. If everybody would at least give me 10, but don't keep up with just smash it. You'll have so many there. Do that for me real quick, and then we'll get on out of here. Appreciate y'all hanging with me. All right. Good point, Greg. Greg said, "Are you sure that Jerry influencing play calling something to think about?" Could be. Could be. Could be. Some of you guys got incentives in their contract. If they catch X amount of passes, or they get X amount of yards, or they play X amount of games, they get bonuses in their contract. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I better leave that alone. I better leave that alone before I get in trouble. All right. All right, I appreciate y'all. We're going to see y'all tomorrow, right after the game. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, y'all put your hands together because you know how we get out of here. This has been the one and the only. This is the Big Time Show. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah.